Hey guys, I'm back with part 2 for this tutorial on how to build this skyscraper. Here in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to do the interior layout for the first and second floor. I went ahead and grabbed all the blocks we're going to be using, so be sure to grab the smooth quartz blocks, the white concrete, sea lanterns, iron trap doors, pillar quartz blocks, and stone buttons. I'm going to start with the full blocks of the smooth quartz. Actually, you know what? Let me just add a few lights in here. So that should be good for now. I'm going to switch to the full blocks of the smooth quartz, and I'm just going to dig out this first layer of the grass and replace it with these full blocks. So there we go, replaced it with the full blocks of smooth quartz. Now let's start filling in the walls, so we're going to be using the white concrete and a little bit more of the smooth quartz. We'll start with the white concrete and we'll just look here at the front wall first where the glass is. We just want to line up where all of the quartz blocks are. We'll go down here at the bottom and place the first layer of the wall, which will be white concrete. So we'll just line it up where all the quartz is. On top of this, I just want to have a strip of the full blocks of the smooth quartz. And then, on top of that, we're going to continue with 3 more layers of white concrete. So it is now like that. We just have one more space remaining up here at the top, which we'll end up filling in with our ceiling. But this is what we have. Now I'm going to continue this pattern going all the way around. So I'll start over here. We just have the first layer of the white concrete. And then the layer of the smooth quartz blocks, and then the 3 layers of the white concrete again. So you just want to keep doing this along the outer edge, just up against all of those full blocks of smooth quartz, going all the way around back to that side. And there we go, that's all looking good. Now, let's switch back to the full blocks of the smooth quartz, and we're just going to fill in our ceilings. And we're just going to go up here at the remaining space, so just 1 block higher than where we left off our walls. And we'll just start over here at this front wall first. We'll go right up against the quartz there on the outside, and fill all of this in with a strip going all the way across. And now, you just want to continue filling the rest of this in, until you meet up with that back wall. And there we go, we have our floors filled in, our walls, and our ceilings. Now, I think I'll go ahead and actually mark out where all the walls for the bathrooms are going to be and the elevator area. And then we'll go ahead and fix all the sea lanterns. So, let's mark out where the walls for the bathrooms are going to be. Make sure to switch to your white concrete. I'll just head on over here towards this left side. And I want to make sure to work my way pretty much like towards the front until we're lined up at the 5th block. So we'll start here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll just go ahead and have a strip of white concrete all the way from one side to the other. And then we'll have the strip of the quartz. And then the rest of the white concrete up to the ceiling. So there we go, we have that wall marked out. Now let's mark out where the elevator is going to be. So we'll just look at the front wall, and we're going to be right down the center of that back wall, so we could just pay attention to the centerpiece that we have here. And we want to be 1 block further than the edge on each side, so we're pretty much lining up where this glass is. And we'll just go towards the back. And we'll just bring this out by 5 with white concrete like that. So it's lined up with that glass. We'll do the same on this side. So we're going to be left with the space of 4 in between them. Now let's have the layer of the smooth quartz on top of that on each side. And then the extra layers of white concrete. So now this marks out where the elevator is going to be. We'll also be sure to have an extra layer of white concrete along the top there. Now, let's start marking out where the doorways are going to be to each bathroom. So I'll just look at this left side first. I'll head on all the way over here. We want to make sure to have 2 spaces away from that wall. So we're going to be on this 3rd block. We'll carve out 3. And then we'll make sure that it's 4 blocks in height. So we're left with 1 layer at the top. So it's a 3 by 4. Then we'll go over to this side. We just want to leave 1 space away from that wall. And we'll do the same exact hole. So a 3 by 4 like that. And then we'll skip over 3 spaces. So we're on this 4th block. Carve out 3. And then we're left with another 3 here. And this will be another doorway. So we have a doorway, doorway, and doorway. Now we'll do the same thing on this side. So we have 1 space here. We'll carve out the 3 by 4. Over here we have 2 spaces. And then in the middle, it's going to be 3 spaces on each side. So right there and right there. Now this is where we're going to be using the pillar quartz blocks and the stone buttons. So we'll start with the pillar quartz. And we'll just bring it up by 3 on each side, just going straight up and down like that. Then what we're going to have to do is pretty much just place the 4th one. And then right next to that, we'll have some blocks like that. We'll go on this side and flip those around so it's like the inside of the block. We could then delete those. Those were pretty much just temporary. And then we'll have the sideways one in between each of those corners. So that's the little design we're going to be doing. We'll cover up those corners with the stone buttons. And there we go. That is the design for the door. So now we're going to do that for all those other spaces. So now I have all of those doorways marked out, looking good. Now, we're pretty much going to go in here and start adding all the walls to divide each bathroom. So I'll start over here at this right side, and we're pretty much just going to be going right in between each doorway. So we'll look here. You can see how we're just right down the middle of this space of 3. So we'll have a wall right here. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll go on the other side. Do it here. And right here. And then in the middle, we're just going to have 2 side by side. So then we're left with 3 spaces away from the edge of the doorway for this side, as well as this one. Now we'll have the strip of the full blocks of smooth quartz on top of all that, and then the extra layers of white concrete. And there we go, we divided each bathroom. And now we'll go ahead and focus on where we're going to have all these sea lanterns. So we'll start in the bathrooms. I'll just grab the sea lantern. And we'll carve out, we're pretty much just going to have 1 sea lantern in each bathroom. I think that'll be good enough. So we'll have maybe 1 right around there for this one, if that's good. And then in here, we'll have 1 right around the middle, like that. By the way, we got to make sure to cover it up with an iron trap door. I guess I forgot to mention that right there. It's like a force of habit, but yeah, make sure to go ahead and cover it up with an iron trap door. Just looks a little bit better. We'll have another one right there. Alright, and then we'll do the same on this side. So now we have all the lights here for the bathrooms. Now, I'm just going to start marking out where all the lights here for the main space are going to be. So there's no specific way of adding these lights, you just want to make sure it's bright enough. So I'll just start over here. And I'm going to be like 2 spaces away from that wall. And then we have like this white concrete here, so we'll be 2 spaces away from that. So I'll just place a sea lantern right around there. And then I'll have them all 3 spaces apart, going in this direction. So I'm just left with another 2 spaces there. I'll just delete all these now. So that's a good start. And then I think I'm just going to have them all 4 spaces apart, going in that direction. So I'll have another one right there, and then another one right here. And then in the middle, I'll pretty much just like leave it as it is. I'll go over to this side. So it's gonna be, we have 2 spaces there and there, so that's 1. And then they're all 4 spaces apart. Oh, that's 3, hang on. There we go. So that is how I'm gonna lay mine out. I have them all 4 spaces apart, going long ways like that. And then the shorter way is 3 spaces apart. So now I'm just gonna continue filling the rest of it in. So I have them all marked out like that now. I think it's definitely bright enough in here. It's a little bit dark in this corner. I'm just gonna add an extra one right there. I'll do the same on this side. There we go. Now I think we are all good. So I'm gonna cover up all of these with the iron trapdoors. And there we go. I have them all covered up. Everything's looking good. Let's head on here into the elevator. I'm gonna grab the sea lantern again, and I'm gonna cut out a block in the floor, and then another one, and I'll fill that in with a sea lantern. So we have one there, then that dirt block, we'll replace it. Then we have these quartz blocks, which we're gonna replace with white concrete. And then let's grab the iron trap doors. We're gonna go at the same layer as the floor and just cover that up, kind of just fill it in. And now we have a nice light source there in the floor because it was pretty dark in here. Now, you can see how we have this square right here where the quartz is. We'll go ahead and actually just delete all this. And then you can see we have another layer after that, which we'll also delete. So now we are starting to mark out where the elevator is going to actually be. But anyway, we have the entire first floor all laid out, looking good. We just have to add all the furnishings. So, we'll head on up here to the second floor and start marking out all these walls. We'll make the adjustments to the elevator, and then I'll also be sure to do the third floor as well. And then after I show how to do both that second and third floor, it'll be the same way for all the other floors. So you guys could do all of that. I'm not going to do it. It's pretty much just the same thing over and over. But you guys will get the idea of how to do it once I show it twice here. So, let's go ahead and do this second floor next. So, let's start by making the adjustments to the elevator area first. So you can see how we have these layers of quartz. We'll go ahead and switch to the white concrete and just replace it. Just make sure to leave this side as it is. We don't have to worry about that part. Just the back side, and then this side, and this side. So just like that, it has a cleaner look now. Now let's start marking out all the walls for these rooms. So I'll just start at this back wall, and it might look a bit like all over the place, but it's actually pretty simple. So this back wall, we're just going to bring it straight across from one side to the other with the layer of white concrete like that. And then we'll do the same on that side and over there as well. So just like this. And then we have this front side. And then we're going to wrap around this corner. So let me be sure to actually count it. So we have an extra 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do the same over here. And then we'll bring this in and connect it all together. Like that. And that's about all there really is to it. We could actually bring up this section here. And now, on top of that, we'll have a layer of these smooth quartz blocks. And just make sure to skip over all the windows. You don't want to accidentally cover them up like that. Just make sure to skip right over them. So you're just lining up where the actual walls are. And then after this, we'll have the 3 layers of white concrete. There we go. We have all of this marked out as it is. So now, let's go ahead and actually just add our ceiling. So be sure to grab the full blocks of the smooth quartz. We're going to be 1 block higher than the walls that we just brought up. And you could just fill all of the empty space in. You don't have to worry about placing it on top of the white concrete. Just fill in all the space so you could actually see from underneath. So just like this. Oh, by the way, I accidentally almost filled this in. Make sure to leave the space open here where the elevator is. So I'll actually show you real quick what we're going to be doing there. Alright, but I made sure to fill everything else in. So this is what it's looking like. Alright, so now let's go over here. You can see we actually have to bring up our walls a little bit more for the elevator section. So grab your white concrete again. And we're just going to be adding 3 extra layers. So we'll start at this back space. We'll just fill it in right there. So that was 6 spaces. We'll bring it up by 3 layers like that. So we're just right underneath that glass window. And then we'll fill in the sides right here and here. So we're just pretty much lining up where the walls for the first layer are. So that's looking good. Let's go back down here. Now I'm gonna have a bathroom, like a very small bathroom right here. And over on this side as well. So let's look at the walls here for the elevator. We're gonna bring it out by an extra layer. Like that. Do the same over here. And then right along the top, we'll have another strip, just like that. Now over on this side, I just want to make sure to skip over 3 spaces. So we're lined up here on this 4th block. So we're right on the edge of this window. We'll have another wall here, and we'll bring it out just as far as the wall for that elevator. So now you can see here, we're going to have a very small bathroom here. It'll just have a small sink area with a toilet. And we'll do the same on this side. And now let's mark out the doorway. So it's going to be the same design that we did on the first floor. We'll just bring it up by 4 layers of the pillar quartz. We'll have the sideways one. And then we'll just have some temporary blocks like that. Go from this side, make these corner blocks, cover that up with these stone buttons, and then we have 3 extra blocks of white concrete here at the top. So that's all looking good, and now we pretty much just have to add some light, and then the layout here for this entire floor will be done. It's a pretty simple design, nothing too crazy about it. So let's grab the sea lanterns, and I'll just add a few of these in each corner. Cover these up with the iron trap doors. And then maybe one right down the middle should be good. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Now let's go over to this side and do the same thing. And then we have this little hallway space. And we'll have maybe... we could probably skip like 3 spaces apart. So I'll have one right around there. And then another one, I think, right there. How's that? Or that's 4 spaces. We'll do the same on this side. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Should all be bright enough. Now we just have to add all the furnishings. But now, I'll be sure to show you how to do the 3rd floor as well. And then, oh wait, hang on. I think I have to add a light. Yep, I have to add a light in here. So just have one like that. Do the same for this side. There we go. So now it should all be done. So we'll go on up here to this 3rd floor. I'll be sure to show you how to do it one more time. And then it's the same thing for all the other floors. So let's grab our white concrete. We'll be sure to go ahead and add the extra layer right here on each side right now. And then I'll start by filling in all of our floors. You know what? We'll do the walls first. So we'll look at this back wall here, and we'll just be right underneath the windows. So just this layer right here will have the layer of the white concrete like that. We'll do the same on this side. So you can see how we have just one block of space underneath here still. So we're just right underneath the glass on this layer. We'll go ahead and fill in this wall. And we'll do the same right here for this side. And then over to this section. And then we'll wrap around this corner, so we'll bring this out by 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do the same over here. And then we'll just connect them together. So now we have the outer edge all marked out. We'll go ahead and fill all of this in with the full blocks of the smooth quartz. So I'll just start right here in between the walls for the elevator. We'll add just 4 spaces right there. And then we'll fill all of the rest of this in. And now we have the floors all filled in here for this 3rd floor. And by the way, I do want to mention you could use different blocks if you want. You don't have to have the white concrete walls and the quartz floors. In my case, I'll be sure to add the extra layer of the quartz right on top of this white concrete. And then after this, we'll have the 3 extra layers of white concrete. So there we go. I marked out all the walls here. Oh, hold up. Have a little strip right there. Can't forget about that. So now I have all these walls marked out here for the 3rd floor. Go ahead and now grab the full blocks of the smooth quartz and fill it all in with our ceilings. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Once again, make sure not to cover up the elevator space. And you know what? Delete that as well. We just have to pretty much go right around the edge like that. My bad. There we go. And now you just continue bringing up the walls right here the same way that we've done it for the previous layer. And it looks like this is actually gonna be quartz right there. Yeah, to match with that part. I think that's good. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue on. And there we go. I have the ceilings now all filled in here for this 3rd floor. And then when it comes to the elevator again, we just continue bringing this up right around here. And yeah, and then we have our floors there. So this will go up like this. But anyway, you guys pretty much should have the hang of it by now. So everything that we've just done for those last 2 layers will be the same thing right here and for the rest of them. As well as for the windows, just like how I did it there. Or pretty much like how I've done it for these other 2 layers. It's the same thing for all the others until you meet all the way up to the top. So, let me head back down. And I'll show you how to do I'll mark out the bathroom section one more time for this space and over here. And then that's pretty much about it. I won't worry about the lights up here since it's just the same thing that we've done right here. But I'll be sure to show you how to do these bathrooms one more time. So, let's grab the white concrete. And we'll just look over here. We're right on the edge of this window. We'll bring it out by 5 so it's lined up with that elevator wall. And then we have the layer of the quartz. And then the rest of it white concrete. Like that. Do the same on this side. So starting right here, bring it out by 5. The quartz, and then the extra 3 layers. And then we just have our doorway. So the 4 layers of pillar quartz will just bring straight up. We'll have a sideways one. We'll have the 3 layers of white concrete. We'll just place these temporary blocks. Go from this side. Make these corner blocks. Cover it up with the stone buttons, and now we have this door. Do it one more time over here. And that is all there is to it. So now you just have to add the lights, do the furnishings, and this floor will be done. So what I'm going to do now is pretty much just leave it at that here for part 2. And in part 3, I'm going to be finishing off this tutorial. And I'm going to be doing all the furnishings here for the first floor of the building. And then I'm going to show you a little design for an office right over here. And then I'll also show the quick little design for the bathroom. And that'll be all I do. So we're just doing all the furnishings for the first floor, and then the furnishings for this bathroom and one of the office spaces. And then you guys could maybe just do the same design office for every other space. You could maybe try switching it up a little bit, using different blocks, doing a different layout. It'll be completely up to you, but I'll show you one example over here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that here for part 2. And I'll see you guys in part 3 once we do the furnishings. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that here for part 2 for this tutorial on how to build the skyscraper. If it helped you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 3.